Hey everyone, SweetJohnnyCage here, back with another guide for Saros. This time I'm going to show you how to take down the boss of the Yellow Shore, the King. Starting off, my armor matrix is filled most of the way through the Priestess. However, I do not have nearly enough Halcyon to get through everything. Things get very, very expensive the deeper you get into the tree, especially around Shepherd and Priestess. So just do your best. You're probably going to have a few runs at this level before you're able to actually kill the boss, so don't be afraid to just spend whatever you get. Okay, so going into the fight, the boss will generally always start out with these blue orb attacks. This is a perfect opportunity to just spam your power weapon because you're going to fill it up really fast with this specific attack. So eventually the boss will spawn a gold shield or yellow shield around him. You want to just dash in, break that, and then he's going to keep doing that for a bit until he gets down to about half health. You'll notice here that there are fire rings on the ground after you break that shield. It's really important that you jump over those. I'm sort of failing to demonstrate that here, but this was only my second time on this boss. So the reason I mentioned you got to be really, really careful, and same goes for ending the phase very quickly. You want to try to end phase 1 and even phase 2 as quickly as humanly possible, because you only have 1 health bar in this level. Second chance is deactivated on the Yellow Shore, so do not think you have a revive coming to you should you fail. You have to do this in 1 shot, so be very, very careful. When the boss does those sort of vertical ring attacks, fire will come out of them as well, so just be careful, and you want to sort of kind of dodge either to the left or the right through them, and then you should be safe. The fire will just sort of dissipate out, and the boss actually just stands still while that's happening, so you kind of have all the time in the world to shoot him. Okay, so he repeated that sort of ring attack, and now I'm figuring out the fire here. Power weapon is doing its work, and then the saw blades are also doing really, really good work on him. All right, in phase 2, this is when the Nova bullets start coming out. This attack right here, it's very tricky to time. It's very flashy, a lot is happening, but actually nothing is happening. Wait until you actually see the bullets fly toward you. This melee attack is very reminiscent of Frike, the first boss of Returnal. He's going to zoom toward you and then punch, so you have about half a second to react to it. You don't want to dash or dodge as soon as he zooms toward you. You want to do it right after he stops, and then you'll be able to make it so you don't take any damage from that. He also has a really big beam attack. That one I had a lot of difficult timing. So what I recommend doing is wait as long as possible before the beam comes out, and then you want to dodge right before it comes out, and then you should have enough time to move out of the way. These pink bullets, if I'm being honest with you, I don't think they can be deflected because they are specifically pink and not red, so I dodge them every single time. They are not difficult to dodge. You just sort of weave one way or the other. If they're coming from your left, you go to the left. If they're coming from the right, you go to the right. They'll pass right by you. You should just always be strafing in this fight anyway. So, rings of fire, again, just jump and dash. They'll be followed up by Nova particles. Just deflect those right back at the boss. Here comes the melee hits. One thing that you got to be really, really careful of in this fight is the boundaries. The boundaries are really tricky. So, it's not an infinite space. There is a ringed wall around you, and you need to not be against that. And the reason for that is because the first time I fought this boss, I basically had him dead in 1 shot, but the room gets so bright in phase 3 during the transition that it can be really difficult to see what's happening. So what you need to do is make sure that you have the boss in full view. Once he teleports away, the brightness kind of goes back to normal-ish. It's still very bright, but you want to make sure that you're safe until he teleports at least once. You will have to deal with teleports throughout the fight. From here on out, he's going to be moving around the arena a lot. So any weapon that has auto hit or even the saw blades here will do a lot of work. This is when you want to really start spamming your power weapon, because you do not want to have this fight go on any longer than it needs to. The yellow bullets, of course, are corruption. If your health bar is low, don't be afraid to just absorb it. You're not going to get the health back anyway. There are 0 health drops in this fight. They never drop. So you have to utilize every single tool in your tool belt, and that also includes absorbing corruption bullets if you are running low on your power source. So again, just do it. You're not going to harm yourself. You cannot die from absorbing corruption. You can, of course, go down to 1 HP. You don't necessarily want to do that. So just keep an eye on your health bar, and as long as you're spamming the power weapon, you're going to end up cleansing it anyway. So just keep that in mind. The boss does have these beam attacks. They are red beams, so you don't want to be near them when they start coalescing or converging. You want to get as far away from them as possible. The fight will end with a melee hit. This confused me at first, but the fight does end with a melee hit. I don't believe that you have to actually hit the boss with a melee hit to finish it. I'm not sure if that shield was scripted. The reason I'm being so specific about this is because if you want to get the secret ending later, this is a game where you've got to replay it a couple times. Not in full, don't worry, it's not like Returnal, but you will have a choice of either meleeing the boss or not in those second and whatever repeated attempts for the extra ending. So if you're going for the extra ending, the same exact strategy applies. The boss fight does not change, but instead of dealing the killing blow with a melee hit, you do something else. I won't spoil it for you, but if you're on that secret ending, do not do what I did and end it with a melee hit. Just don't do that, because then you're going to have to do it all over again. But that's the fight. That's the king. It's quite difficult, I will be honest. When I was going for the secret ending, I actually had to fight him 4 times because he kept killing me. The first time I did manage to kill him, but then I messed up the ending, and then the second and third times, and I actually think a 4th time, he killed me. And you only have 1 health bar, like I said at the start of this. You have to be very, very judicious with your health. Avoid the rings of fire. That's probably the most damage that I ended up taking was just from that. And then the red bullet attack in phase 2. It's very flashy, but it doesn't actually start coming towards you for a couple of seconds. So once you see it start coming towards you, that's when you want to get ready to parry. But you don't want to mash R1 waiting for it to come in. That's how you're going to miss it, and you're going to take a ton of damage. Don't be afraid to absorb corruption bullets in phase 3. As long as you're spamming your power weapon, you will constantly cleanse that corruption off of you. Just don't drop yourself to 1 HP, because you only have 1 life to live in this fight. But that's it. That's the king. Okay. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more guides for Saros, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new guides go live. If you're interested in supporting the channel monetarily, you can do so by becoming a channel member by clicking the join button below this video. You can join my community Discord as well. The link for that is in the description below. As always, I'm SweetJohnnyCage. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.